Hi everyone. This is just a little half an hour strength and stretch for you to do while I'm away. So we'll just start mobilizing as we always do. You can use the chair or not, it's entirely up to you. So we'll just start with a toe waggle, standing on one foot and then waggling the other. So see if you can keep everything else still through the line, hip, knee, ankle, just waggling the toes. And then we'll take it into the ankle. So you're going to point and point and flex, and tune in to the sensations of stretch and shortening of the muscles. You might even feel the thigh muscle here starting to work as well. And then we'll draw a nice big circle one way, a few circles that way, a few circles the other way. And then just flick a few imaginary water droplets from that foot. We'll take it into the other foot. You don't need to move the chair if you don't need to, or you might be doing it without the chair. So we'll just start with the toes. And part of this is about trying to get the messages just to individual parts of the body. So if you can keep everything else still, hip, knee, ankle, and just waggle the toes as if you're going to play the piano with your toes. So see if you can get each toe to move independently. And it doesn't matter if you can't. Just trying to get the brain to sort that out is a good exercise in itself. And we'll start to point and flex at the ankle. So here again, no movement above the ankle. And really feel as you take it to your fullest available range, feel the muscles changing with each position. And then we'll take it into a nice big controlled circle. So see if you can get it as smooth but as big as you can. A few one way and a few the other. You might find your standing leg starting to get tired. We're nearly there. And then flick the water droplets from that foot as well. So be gentle on the knee, it's not too aggressive. Just got a little flicking sensation there. Try and loosen the joint there. Oh, and then a little pixie dance just to get some of that tension out. So knees out wide, changing the weight from side to side. And then the opposite, the knees are coming in. Ah, lovely. And then we'll just take some circles. So starting to get a bit of movement in the upper body. Inhale, fingertips touch, exhale, and take them out to the side. The next time you're going to take arms out in front, fingertips touch, and then arms down in front. So we'll go out to the sides, fingers touched, palms up as you go up, palms down as you come down, and then palms up in the front, fingertips touch, palms down. Do one more round. See if you can keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, the neck nice and relaxed. Keep breathing. Last time. Oh, I didn't touch my fingers. Get told off by the teacher. So then this time, can you just lift onto the tiptoes and bring the heels back down? So you can keep your arms relaxed. You might have a hand on the, see, you lose concentration, lose balance. What's this called? Chair. Yes, might have a hand on the chair. Heels lift and heels down. Let's do a couple more. Heels lift and heels down. I can see my ankles are quite waggly. So feel as if you, like me, a little bit waggly, feel as if you've got a little ball between your ankles and you're gently squeezing that ball. So you feel your legs firm on the insides, and that can help to keep you a bit more steady and stable. So come as high on the balls of your feet as you can. You'll feel the calves work and shorten, slowly lowering back down. And if you want to, perhaps we could add in an extra little bit of work for the brain and the body. And we'll just do two more. Lifting the heels. Good. And back down. And again, lifting. Great. Oh, and then just shake out. Again, a gentle shake, so you're not putting pressure on the knees. And you could always do a little bit of a jig, and that in itself will get your hips and knees moving. So we've done this one before. We're going to be mobilizing the hip with a little bit of a weight transfer. So imagine that you've got a little hurdle or a little sty or even a small lap dog. You're going to step over, transfer the weight, lift this other leg over and bring your feet so that your weight is even in both feet. So then we step over the other way. Nice, transfer the weight, step over the Yorkshire Terrier, come to put weight on both feet. We'll do that a few more times so you can see we're rotating the hip one direction, single leg standing, rotating the other hip in the opposite direction, external weight transfer, internal stand. Should we do it one more time? This way and the other way. Nice controlled movement. Nearly lost it. Don't tell teacher. Good. So then let's take the chair so that we have that as a little bit of a support. And what we'll do is we'll take the right foot back and press down through the heel. So your front knee can be soft. We're looking for a stretch in the back calf here. And then take the body so it's nice and upright, looking forwards. We'll lift the heels, and we'll just do this 3 times. Lift, and down, and last time lift, and down. And then we can start to focus a little more on stretching this calf. So different ways you can make it more intense. Make sure that both hip bones, both shoulders are facing forwards. Root down into that heel. Feel as if the back of the knee here opens up like a wide eye. You can soften the knee at the front a little bit more if that helps. You can have the hands on the chair or not, as you wish. And then we'll just press the back toes down into the floor, as if your toes are just gripping the carpet or whatever floor you've got. And you'll feel everything switch on. Great. So we'll stand forwards into that front leg, trying not to fall over. And circle the ankle again, just shake it out. We're going to go do the same side. So a strong calf stretch. You might find that you need to take the foot a little bit further back now in order to access that strong stretch. Opening up the back of the knee, standing nice and tall, squeeze the toes down for a few seconds, and then again we'll step forwards and just shake out the tension. Last time going back. So imagine that the back knee is an eye and you're opening it up wide as you press the heel into the floor. Press the toes down into the floor as well. Feel everything switch on. Then relax and step forwards and just shake that tension out. We'll take it back one last time here. You should feel, hopefully that's a little bit looser. And then just see if you can soften the knees. So the weight now is a little further back. You might even sit the hips back further. What we're looking for here, and it depends on your ankles, you can use the chair if you need to, is the stretch to go from here down to here. So a little bit lower down, the calf towards your Achilles tendon, by just softening the knees and sticking your bum out a little bit. If you're quite mobile in the ankles, you might feel this compress at the front of the ankle, in which case don't worry about that. This is less important for you. Again, squish the toes into the floor, step forwards, give it a little shake, and then we'll swap sides. So we'll start by stepping the left foot back, opening up the back of the knee like a big eye as we press the heel to the floor. Front knee soft, chest lifted. You can have the hands on the chair or not. Nice. Pressing down, so really straightening that back leg. Then try squishing the toes into the floor just for a few seconds and step forwards, shake out a bit of tension, step back, same leg. And you might find that if it feels that something's loosened, that you take your foot further back, open up the back of the knee, press the heel down into the floor. So that really helps to access the stretch at the top of the calf muscle coming into the back of the knee. Squish the toes into the floor again, a few seconds, step forwards, give it a shake. Last time there. Open up the back of the knee like a wide eye. Push the heel into the floor, push the toes into the floor. Step forwards, shake out tension, step back into the same position and then just see. So you can see not a lot happens for me on this side. I'm just softening both knees. I'm going to stick my bottom out a little bit, trying to keep the back heel down onto the floor. And you'll feel the stretches in a different part of that lower leg now. So coming down into the lower part, the more distal part of the calf towards the Achilles tendon. You may feel it compress at the front of the ankle, in which case I wouldn't bother with this. You can just jig about. Nice. Squeeze the toes into the floor. Last time there. Step forwards and we'll have a nice little shake about. Lovely. So let's turn the chair around. We'll take the feet wide and turn the toes out a little bit. Like me, we're moving a bit more now, so you might get a little warm. It's a funny day. So the toes are turned out and we're just sinking one knee over toes while the other leg stays straight. Good. So you'll feel the thigh muscles work a little bit. We're stretching a wee bit in the inner thighs. And then bring the feet back underneath your hips. And swing the hips. So this time, if I show you from here, the legs are straight, you're just letting the hips come out to the side. You might feel that stretches the sides of the waist or the sides of the hips. Come back to stand in front of your chair if you're not there already. Take a nice deep inhale, shoulders to the back of your body, chest lifted. And then soften the knees and just let the arms start to lengthen towards the floor until you find your chair and let the head drop. So stay here for a moment with the spine quite rounded, but your feet close to the chair. And you're trying to feel a stretch between your shoulder blades. It may even come into the mid-back here as well. Pull the tummy muscles up a little bit. Take a deep breath into the back of your body and then start to relax as you step the feet back. So here we want more space between the knees and the hips. So you're more or less wrists under shoulders and feet underneath the hips, but if anything, a little wider as I am here. Gives the spine a bit more space. We'll do cat-cow. You want to keep your shoulders over your wrists, so we're not moving backwards and forwards like this. You're pretty steady. As you inhale, soften the knees and broaden the sit bones. So the spine comes into extension, a little arch in the back. Then with your exhale, pull the belly up, push down into the feet and hands, tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone. There's your cat pose. So inhale, try softening the knees. It gives the pelvis more space. And as you exhale and pull up, tucking the chin, you can straighten the legs a little bit. So as we move with a few more breaths, see if you can imagine every single separate vertebra in your spine moving against its neighbor in a nice fluid movement into extension. Really broaden the sit bones, stick your bum out, and then into flexion. So tucking the chin and drawing the tailbone under as much as you can. And enjoy the sensation of stretch. So there shouldn't be anything painful here. You're keeping the weight steady over your hands and feet and just mobilizing the spine. See if you can move with your breath. We'll do two more. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold in. Last time, shoulders back. And then push down into your feet. Nice. And let's step forwards. We can do the Glynis stretch here if you wish to. So depending on how your back is feeling today, if you're going to try this one, you step the right foot behind the left foot. Your legs are reasonably straight. There might be a little softness through the knees. And then see how it feels to bow. You want to feel as if your sit bones go towards the ceiling as you bow. So you might go all the way down, elbows to the chair. You might just come a little way down and keep the arms straight and just see if you can feel that the sit bones lift towards the ceiling. You'll get a stretch up this back of the thigh, maybe a little bit into the glute. If anything feels uncomfortable, I don't want you to do this one. You can go back to a cat-cow. If you're with me, uncross the legs, cross the left foot behind the right. So both feet are firmly flat on the floor. You haven't got your heels lifted. There might be a softness to the knees. And then just see how it feels. You might get halfway here and feel the stretch coming up the hamstring and into the buttock, or you might want to come down into more of a fold. And just take a breath or two there. It should feel like a positive stretch. It shouldn't feel as if you're having to catch your breath, or if anything feels unpleasant, then definitely that's not what we need. So we'll come halfway back up, take the feet really wide, and just swing the hips from side to side, one knee soft, one knee straight. And just release some of that tension. Nice. And then we'll heel toe the feet back in. So we do this one in class quite a lot. Again, it's mobilizing spine, hips, knees, and ankles. So as long as you feel comfortable, come and bring a foot onto the chair. You might have your hands on the chair here. You might have your hand on the chair to the side, which means that as you move the foot on and off the chair, you have a bit more support. So as you inhale, let's see if we can move with the breath. The knee comes over the toe to your own degree, no stress or strain on the joints. And as you exhale, you're just going to open the back of the knee, again to your own degree as you fold forward. So the inhale, the chest lifts, and the exhale, the hips go back. And you can make it stronger by moving the foot further away from you on the chair, so that as you take the hips back, the toes come back. That's a strong stretch on the hamstring. If it feels a bit too much, you're making the movement much smaller. So do what feels good. So let's do a couple more. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. So then we'll come to neutral. You can have the hand on the chair if you wish, or you can take the hands off. Hands on the hips if you're not using the chair for balance. And you're just going to roll to the inside of your foot and the outside of your foot. So you keep the body pointing forwards, and here we're just mobilizing this hip joint. If you do have a hip joint that you weren't born with, go easy and just trust your body on how much movement it wants here. So it might not like the internal rotation, that taking the weight onto the inside of the foot. So really feel how that feels the movement in the joint, and stay within a really comfortable range. Nice. And then you're going to walk the foot to the opposite side of the chair. So my right foot's now on the left side of the chair. And then just see how it feels to let the knee drop out. You might be getting a bit tired in your standing leg. By all means, just step off, have a little release of tension and come back on. So here we've got the leg heavy and out to the side. If I show you what that looks like from the front, I've moved the foot to the other side of the chair. My hips are facing forwards, and I've just let the knee fall out to the side. So for me, I can feel that stretches around the hip a little. It should feel like a positive thing. If it feels uncomfortable, then please come out of it and just do a little freestyle movement. Great. If you want to take that a little deeper, take the hips back and reach the hand forwards, and you might get a stretch through the glute. But again, stay within a comfortable and manageable range. We'll come back up, plant the foot right in the middle. If you can, draw the tummy muscles back, push into the standing leg, and just try coming into a lunge here with the arms up. Nice. Tone the tummy muscles and come onto the tiptoes of the lifted foot. Again, you can leave this bit out if it doesn't feel safe. And then lift the toes, and with control, step off. Lovely. Just for demonstration, I'm going to move my chair into a different position. I'm going to take it to the other side. So move the chair where is most comfortable for you. And you might, like me, need to just move the chair a bit closer to you. That had sneaked away from me a little. And we'll come back into this movement of knee over the toes, and then sit on the hips back. Good. And the more you have distance between the lifted foot and the standing foot, the greater the range of movement, and it'll feel stronger. So you could be taking it into this deeper hamstring stretch with the knees straighter and the toes lifted, or it might be a much smaller range of movement. It's still going to be a really good mobilizer. Good. So if you can move with your breath, inhaling forwards, exhaling back. I'm going to move my chair back. If your standing leg gets a little tired, just have a jig. Otherwise, you're going to carry on. Try to find what works best for you. Good. Last time. And again here, you might keep hold of the chair. You might have your hands on your hips. So it's up to you. And what you're going to do is just roll to the outside of the foot, roll to the inside. And again, trust your body, stay within a comfortable range. That internal movement sometimes doesn't feel so comfortable deep in the hip joint. So just stay within that really comfortable, tolerable range of movement. And this time the foot's in line with the hip. We haven't moved it to the opposite side yet. We'll just do one more. Great. And then we'll walk the foot to the opposite side of the chair and roll onto the outside of the foot, the knee comes out. Now the rest of my body's still pointing forwards. I haven't opened out here. You still might have your hand on your chair. So we're starting to look for a stretch around the lateral hip, maybe into the glute. Again, it wants to be a comfortable stretch. If you want to take it deeper, you can take the hips back and maybe reach forwards. But the knees out to the side. I'm on the outside of this foot. If your knee feels vulnerable, really try and tone that foot back. If it does feel it pulls on the inner knee, just avoid this one and do another jig. Last little breath there. We'll bring the foot back into the middle of the chair. Lift onto the toes. So you're drawing your tummy muscles in. You're really pressing firmly into your standing leg. You might be able to take the arms up. Nice balance. And then can you lift and stand? Well done. So do another little pixie dance. I don't know where I get this stuff from. And an internal Charleston type of movement just to loosen some of that out. Wiggle the hips a little bit. So then we will come to sit on the chair, but we're going to take our time to get there. You know the drill. So make sure your brain understands where the chair is. So I've just touched the backs of my legs to the chair, but I come slightly further forwards. You might not. Feet hip width apart. And then see if you can keep your weight in your heels and let the knees float over the kind of middle of the foot, the second and third toes, and come down. See if you can hover. And then push down into the feet. Squeeze the buttocks as you stand all the way back up again. We'll do a couple of these. You don't have to go all the way down to touch the chair. You might be touching and hovering. You might just be halfway. But the important thing is to try to keep control of two things. One is, can your weight stay even over left and right foot? Sometimes we'll sway a little bit to the stronger side. And the second thing is, can you keep your knees in line with the center of your hip joint? So sometimes they want to do that. So they start beautifully, they flow in, and then they flow in. So we don't want that. We want this nice, even. Did I say we're doing 3? We're obviously doing a lot more. Good. Let's do 2 more. So come down, touch and hover. You can have your arms where it feels the most helpful. Squeeze your buttocks as you come up. We'll do 1 more dip. Take it down. Push into the feet, come up. And this time, without plopping your bottom onto the chair, come slowly, slowly, slowly down. And then gently release your weight into the chair. Lean back and then just paddle. Swing the knees. And then take them wide and just let them waggle and release. Great. We'll do a couple more stretches for the lower body. This leg straight, this leg bent, hands on the bent knee, lift the chest forward, stick the bottom out and just fold over. So we get this stretch in the back of the leg. Rub the back of the knee just to distract from any discomfort. Nice. And then as you lean back, hug the knee in, circle the ankle. One way, then the other way. Great. And hook the ankle over the other knee. So you're still leaning back at the moment. Can you hug this knee in still? So you're not releasing the knee out to the side. You've got it hugged in front of the chest, and then see if you can start to sit super tall and hug the chest towards the knee. So we want to feel as if you're sitting right on the top of your sit bones, and see if that can give you a little stretch through the glutes. If you feel it compress on the hip flexor in here, then just release it. And then you can let go of the knee, let it come out to the side, but only if this is comfortable. And again, sit really tall and see if you feel a stretch around the lateral thigh, hip, buttock. If you feel it somewhere else, I would release it. Sorry about that. And then hug the knee in again, circle the ankle and release. And then what do we do? I got these. We'll straighten this leg, hands on the bent knee, stick the bottom out as you lean forwards. Hand behind the knee to just have a little stroke here. Good. So a stretch on the back of this thigh, and then hug the knee in as you lean back and relax. Circle the ankle one way and then the other way. Well done. And then just hook the heel over the knee. Sit really tall, descending the sit bones. So what do I mean by that? We're trying to let the sit bones rock forwards a little bit. So we're right on the top. And you're hugging the knee towards the chest towards the knee pointing to the ceiling. See what you feel. Everybody will be different. Have another breath there. And then let the knee come out. Again, sitting forwards and tall. But only if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, you can take a different position, one of the ones we did earlier. Well done. Hug it in as you then release, and then just let the knees roll in and out. Sit comfortably back into your chair. Take one arm over, cross the other hand on the opposite thigh, so that as you just lean to the side, you get a nice stretch through the side of the body. Take a breath there, and then we'll swap. Cross the hand over, take the arm overhead, reach through the fingertips. You're still trying to keep this sit bone down into the chair. Breathe into the side. Lovely. And relax. Let's circle the shoulders. We'll do 4 big circles. Here's 2. Last 2. Lift, squeeze back, draw down, release. Last time. Nice. Take the arms wide and then cross the elbows as you give yourself a hug. Drop the chin. Take a breath into the back of the neck. Wherever you feel the stretch. Let's open up. Cross the elbows the other way. Give yourself a hug. Drop the chin. Nice. Breathe into the upper back. Lovely. We'll release. Just shake the arms and the shoulders out. Release any tension there. And let's stretch the fingers. All 4 fingers back. Elbow straight. We'll release thumb and little finger. Let them do a little dance together. Let the ring finger join in. So you're feeling stretch and movement. Drawing your fingers back as the others mobilize. So there's your stretch as you release the middle finger. Take all the middle ring and little finger and just let the index finger and the thumb do a waggle. And then shake that one out. Do that on the other side. 4 fingers back. Release little finger, let it do a dance with the thumb. Reminds me of City and Sweep. And then the ring finger, the middle finger. Scoop up those 3, middle ring and little finger, and just let the index finger and the thumb do a little release. A dance of joy. And then play the piano all the way back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, all the way forwards. Do one last shoulder roll, shake the arms, have a bit of a loosener, and then come and rest. Hands in your lap, let the head drop down. And as you close your eyes, just for this last moment, let the body relax. So that might feel as if you're slumping a little bit, and that's great. Give yourself permission. Let the belly soften, let the shoulders just fall forwards. So you're switching everything off and just taking a moment to breathe and relax. Soften the jaw. And I'll let you stay there for as long as you would like, and wish you lots of love, and see you all soon. Well done. Bye.